the cost of being the strong one, and why it's breaking you quietly. There's a version of you that everyone relies on, the one who holds things together, the one who doesn't fall apart, the one who fixes things, the one who stays calm even when everything isn't. And honestly, people admire that version of you. They call you strong, they call you resilient, they call you mature. But here's the part that no one talks about. Being the strong one comes with a cost. And the crazy part is you don't always notice the cost until you're already exhausted. Because what happens is you become the safe place for everyone else. But you don't have a safe place for you. You become the person, you become the one people lean on. But slowly, you forget what it feels like even to hold on to somebody. And if this feels familiar, it's not because something is wrong with you. It's because somewhere along the way, being strong wasn't a choice. It was something you learned. And by the way, if you're new here, I'm Sarah. I talk about psychology in a way that it's honest and real. Because I know what it feels like to repeat things I don't understand. Here's the thing. Most people did not become the strong one because life was easy. They became that person because they had to. Maybe you are the one who had to grow up early. Maybe you are the one who had to stay calm when things around you are not. Maybe you learned that your emotions are not the priority. And honestly, psychologists like John Bowlby have explained for years that the way we connect to people in adulthood is shaped by how safe or unsafe our early relationships felt. So if you grew up in an environment where you had to be the stable one, your brain adapts. It says, okay, if I stay strong, I stay safe. But here is where it gets complicated. Because that strength doesn't turn off. It follows you into adulthood, into friendships, into relationships, into work. You become the strong one. You become the one who listens, but rarely shares. The one who supports, but doesn't ask for support. The one who understands everyone, but feels misunderstood. And the truth is, because being strong started to feel like a role. Not something you are, but something you have to maintain. Because people get used to you being okay. So they stop checking on you. Not because they don't care, but because you have trained the world to believe that you don't need anything. And that's where the cost really shows up. The first cost is emotionally loneliness. not the kind where you are physically alone, but the kind where you feel unseen even when you are surrounded by people, because you have become so good at holding everything in that no one actually knows what you're going through inside you. The second cost is burnout. Not just physically, but emotionally. Because carrying yourself and everyone else is heavy. And the crazy part is you don't even realize how heavy it is until you finally put it down. The third cost is resentment. And this one is quiet because you are still showing up, still helping, is still being there. But inside, there's a part of you that is tired of always being the strong one. And then comes the fourth cost. You start attracting relationships where your strength is used instead of appreciated. People come to you not to connect, but to be supported. And over time, you don't feel love, you just feel needed. And those are not the same things, because love sees you. Need uses you. And honestly, trauma specialists like Gaba Mehdi have talked about how people who learn to suppress their needs early often continue to ignore their own needs later in life, because that's what once kept them connected. So you keep showing up, you keep being strong, even when you are tired, even when you need someone, because asking for help feels unfamiliar, maybe even uncomfortable. Strength isn't the problem. The problem is when strength becomes the only version of you that's allowed to exist. Because real strength includes being seen, being honest, being supported. Because real strength includes being seen, being supported. And if you never allowed yourself that, you don't just stay strong, you stay alone. So what does healing look like? It doesn't start with breaking down. It starts with you being honest about the fact that you are tired, honest about the fact that you need more than you have been allowing yourself to have or to receive. And honestly, it might feel uncomfortable at first because you are not used to it. But just because something feels unfamiliar, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. It just means it's new. And over time, you start to shift. You start to let people see you more. You start to let people see more of you. Not just a strong version of you, but the real version of you. And the crazy part is the right people won't leave when you do that. They will come closer, because real connections doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being real. And you don't have to stop being strong to be supported. You just have to stop believing that being strong means alone. Because the truth is, you were never meant to carry everything by yourself. And the moment you start allowing yourself to be seen, to be supported, to be human, is the moment things start to shift. You don't need more shame. You need more truth. And you deserve that. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on my next video.